All right, welcome back. All right, let's keep going. We are going to connect our pigs here. They have a connection bonus, which is good. Let's do a small station here, and then I'm going to connect it, if I can get it to connect, into this line here. We've got our bonus. Let's move it over. There we go. It's a relatively short line, so it's going to be... In this case, I probably won't even do two. I'll probably just run one train between the two. From there to there. But I'll make sure it's full. Okay, so we got that. Now we can go ahead and expand into Le Havre. Let's get a station built there. And I always like to build the station with the signaling control, so we'll do it from there. Let's get rid of that one. Now in this case, before I go on too much, I'm going to go ahead and expand this so that I can add a second line, because I'm going to put this on the outside line. Actually, the way I'm gonna do it is, I'm gonna go on the outside, but I'm gonna kind of take it up and over. Like that. Okay. And still a lot of bridge, but that way I can leave these two open ones to run into the middle here, this middle line here for Kane. And I will run that for those two, and I'll leave the very left-hand line open for now, maybe in case I want to bring in some dairy later on. Okay, but again, I don't have enough money. I only have 190,000 francs. All right, I need 190,000 francs. I've only got 58,000, so that's not enough. So let's see how things are going. They are sending out their meatloafs. Havre, they could use some bread, even meatloaf, but because they don't have. Now, once I get connected into this main line, I will start feeding wheat into Le Havre as well. But it's going to take a hot minute. Now in this case, there should be wood coming down. Yep, so there's our wood right there. Just now getting to Le Mans. So that should make Le Mans happy that they've now got wood. We should see them, their fulfillment of demand should increase. So that's good, although they still need some more stuff. Olive, cloth, olive oil, but they are growing. Once they hit 40,000, I can put in a factory to make cloth, because we do have wool available. So that's actually something that I do plan on doing. So let's get this line finished up. This one over here. I need 52. I've only got 3. It'll build up fast though. We've already got a maintenance building there. Did we get a maintenance building here? Nope. Let's get one in. Alright, so we are coming along. Again, the first couple of years, the years in gameplay are a little slow. I like to do it very methodically and slowly. get our lines set up. And again, our lines are... Oh. So now we do have the available to build a factory. So in this case, we could build a weaving factory. We need 200,000. We do have the wool available, and fabric is one of those, or cloth is one of those things that all the cities need. So we can see here they need cloth. All of the cities need cloth. So if I can build that in, you know, so even here, well, they need it at 38,000, but all of the cities will need it at 38,000. So if I can get cloth being produced, it'll be easy to ship that out to all of the cities once they build up. At this point, I guess it looks like Le Mans is the only one that needs it, but there's wool right here, so bringing it down is going to be relatively easy to do. And I've got an extra line here. I can run that right over there. And then I can always run, if I connect to Rennes, I can always run it into the main line between the two cities. So that's not an issue at all. But again, I don't have enough money. I'm still looking to build this up. So I think even before I build this second connection, I'm going to wait because I really want to be able to get that weaving factory in there. I don't want somebody else to take our slot and to put something goofy in there that I can't even use, like an olive oil producer, which I don't even have access to olive oil. So in that case, it's not very helpful at all. Wheat coming in. So we just need 200,000. It'll be relatively quick. We just have to wait a couple of minutes. So, oh, we're getting there. 188, 190, 192, 4. So close. 96, 98, 200. All right. Of course, there we go. All right, so let's see. Where am I going to put it? I'm just going to put it way out here. All right, so now there is a demand for wool, and I can start feeding wool right here, right down into Le Mans. But I will come back and I will do that once I finish connecting up Le Havre, because that is one of my next tasks, my only task that's left really, until I get new task, is to build up the area of Normandy, which means that I need to continually get these cities, you know, make sure I'm meeting all of their demands. So which definitely means that I need to get Le Havre hooked up and trading passengers and mail and commodities with the other cities and surrounding area. So I've got to get that done. Let's see, I still need 52 to make that second connection. I'm pretty close. Okay. Oh, I was almost there. There we go. Let's get our signaling in. Okay, so we've got our signaling in. Now we can put in a train between the farm here and here. Just gonna have it full. I'm not gonna put in a second one. I'm just gonna put in one train for now. Now it hasn't filled up, and I suspect that's because the train, the station doesn't have enough pigs available. It's not that the demand isn't there, it's just the pigs aren't available. So it will, as soon as they're available, it will fill it up, bring it into Le Havre. Now my second task at this point is to get a train line run out of here I want to kind of go around the pig farm and to go like that. So I want to hook it up like that, but it's going to cost me 252,000. So that's going to take a while. Oh, I do have another bond available. I'm going to take it. So that is going to help me out immensely, because now I'm going to get that line run. And I'm going to run this one over. Double this right up there. Let's see how far it'll let me take it. Right up there. Perfect. Get our signals hooked up. Alright, so now I've hooked up Le Havre and Caen. I'm going to put a train in between them. It's probably, since they're both making meatloaf, it's probably just going to take passengers and mail between them. Oh, did take a little meatloaf. I'll put one going the other way. So that is all good. Now I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to add a train that's feeding the logger over to Hava full. Now I'm not going to put a bunch of duplicates because, as you can see, I still only have one line here, so it's sort of a slow process. And there's this, oh, there's the one line there because Caen doesn't need any more wood. So it's basically, we've got to wait for Caen to need more wood in order to get the train to move out of the way so that the next train can get in its place. That's why I don't like having just one line there. But at this point I don't have a lot of money, so I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious. I will come back and fix that, but before I do, I want to add my station here for the wool. So I've got our wool here. We'll run this, and we're going to run it right into this outer one. That seems so far out, but we're going to run a duplicate. And then we'll run, get our signals going. Alright, did I get a maintenance building? Got that. Now it's just run from here into here. Now in this case, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it and run at least 2 trains that are going here into Le Mans. Because Le Mans is going to feed cloth into all of the neighboring cities, so I want to make sure that it has plenty available. Alright, so I think in this case things are looking good. Now this is, okay, so this is still going into Caen, which means I haven't run one. It doesn't have the other train that's available to go to Le Havre yet, but that's fine. Now I do want to have this, I'm going to make this little loop here, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. It's basically going to be a little connection like that, and this is so that we can go between Le Mans and Le Mans and Le Havre, and more importantly, it's so that I can bring that wheat up that's near Le Mans. So now I can run a wheat. So remember we had this track 4 over here. We're going to go from this Le Grand Preserve up to Le Havre. Now this one, I'm going to make sure it's 8 cars, but then I'm going to assign it to track 4. So all of the trains going to Le Havre are going to be assigned to track 4. Okay? And then I'm going to clone that. So we've got 2 trains, and you can see they're going to come right out of here. They're going to hook into this, loop around, hook into this main line, and then this line, or it's really a sub-main line, then the sub-main line is going to hook into this main line that's going to come up to here, then it's going to cross over, hook up to this line and feed right into Le Havre. All right, things are going well so far. So at this point, Le Havre needs wheat. I've just set up 2 trains there to bring it wheat. It's already got pigs coming in. It's got wood coming in because I set that up. It now needs bread. Now bread, the only one in the area that's making bread is Le Mans. So I'm going to create a new train that's going to go Le Mans to Le Havre. Just the 2 of those. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it now, because there might also be some passengers, and at some point it's also going to need to take cloth in there as well. Now that one is taking bread. We'll see what the next one takes. The next one's taking some passengers, some mail, and some more bread. But that's good because there's plenty of bread in Le Mans. So now things are starting to improve. I'm going to go ahead and fix this wood, which means I'm going to expand it. And I'm probably going to expand it again, but I need 100,000 to expand it a second time. So I'm going to wait on that. Okay. Now in this case, I'm going to think about it for a second. Because I could just run them all through Kane, which doesn't really bug me too much. The other option is to, let's see, which train is that? That's still going to Kane. That's probably Le Mans. That means I haven't even, so this is why I don't like to have all of them into one line. Unless I do this. I just bring this one out, connect it like that. See, this isn't going to help me. Alright, I do goofy things like that sometimes. Let's delete that. Alright, let's try that again. Take this one out. Let's put it there. Let's see if this one will... Alright, so we will build that out. It seems to be a bit of a... Okay, we can put one stop sign on each of those. So this one is actually already assigned. Le Havre has hooked into there, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start assigning each of these trains their own track. Now, one of them I'm probably just going to run south. I just haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. I think this one I'm going to run over like that. I'm going to run it over like that. I hate having all those trains running right into through Kane's station, because that's going to slow the station down quite a bit. But it might be okay. I'll just expand it so it has 4 lines. Alright. So you can see here what I've got going on. I've got one train going to Kane, one going to Le Havre, and one going to Le Mans. Now, the track that is going to go south is track 3. So I want to assign all of those other trains a specific track, except for track 3. So we're going to go into Kane, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to assign it to track 1. So Kane is going to be track 1. And then Le Havre is going to be track 2. And then Le Mans is going to be track 4. Did you see how I did that? That way each of those trains, when they come back, they will get out of here and they will go straight into their own trying to see where the other so there's a signal stop there, so that way they can go into their own they'll be able to go into their own lines. Okay, that way there's no more backup. Now that other one, it's going to run south. Okay, so so this would actually, and remember I had talked about actually running that wood into Le Havre, so I don't even really need that other line that was going there. But for this point, I'm gonna leave it. Now this has a connection bonus 179. It's not gonna hurt to go ahead and run it into Le Havre, and it'll basically pay for itself. So that is what I'm gonna do. But as you can see, I'm going to run it right along the coast so it kind of gets around those, because I want to avoid maybe avoid building a tunnel. I did have to build some bridges, but I did avoid the tunnel, which is good. I'm not going to use that second line, I'll just run it like that. Alright, let's get that. We got our bonus. I do like adding, whenever we have a bonus like that, I do like to connect it. Just because I feel like it essentially pays for itself, and they make money anyway, so I'm not even going to clone that. I'll just put 1 on there. There's not a lot of demand in Le Havre for wood right now. Alright, so the good thing is everybody seems to be doing well. You know, the one thing that they don't have up here in the north, and that is wine. Now the only wine is coming down here from Laurent, because I don't see any other wine for the moment. So I am going to have to bring in wine from here. Now, this is what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to go ahead and expand these 2 stations, especially Le Mans, because there's a lot of traffic going through Le Mans. So I'm going to expand those stations. Let's see if there's a... Alright, so they're making cloth, bread. Plenty of things are being built up in Le Mans, so that is awesome news. And as you can see, the Normandy inhabitants are growing as well. We're up to 50,000 now. Those will grow even more. Those 2 cities, Caen and Le Havre, will grow even more as we start bringing in wine. And that's what we're going to do. Now, Nantes has grown. We could add an industry in Nantes. Now, we could do tailoring, which means that they add, they take the cloth and they basically turn it into clothes. You know, it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to look at the demand. Now, right now, the demand for cloth is there, but the demand for clothing, which is the next demand, starts at 42,000 citizens, which we're pretty close. We're at 41,000, so it's not unheard of to get to that point. So we could go ahead and put in a industry for tailoring and start having them make tailor. Now, I don't have enough money is the key. Let's see if I could get a... I can't get a bond. I don't have any bonds available. So at this point, I can't really do that. I could wait it out. 300,000. I'm thinking, but I do an olive oil factory, except I don't have access to olives. They're right there, so close, but unfortunately they are part of a different territory, which I don't have availability yet. I need 1.9 million to get there, which I haven't achieved yet. So, okay. And of course, I just expanded those two stations. That was 180,000 each, so 360. I would have enough money to build the tailor here in Nantes if I had not done that expansion so quickly. Oh well. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's totally fine. I'm not having any issues about it at all. Make sure I got these trains are coming in hot and heavy, bringing lots of wool. Might even add a third one. Again, since I have them set up to be where they only bring in full trains, it won't bring in any that it doesn't need. So they'll basically just wait here until there's need. But this way, there's always trains available to bring them in. So I don't want there ever to be a time where Le Mans is using the wool so fast that they're not getting it in time in order to build, to make their cloth. Okay. All right. Now, you can see here the milk has already said, oh, we'll give you a connection bonus too, but nobody needs milk at the moment. Now they will, but they're not there yet. And milk is kicking in at 56,000. The only one that would be Le Mans. Oh. And they are at 56,000, so they are at the point where they need milk. Oh, do I build? Oh, somebody put an olive oil mill in. Of course, they need olives. I can't give them olives. Okay, that made the answer. That answered it for me. So we are going to do this. We are going to connect. You know what? At this point, I'm going to put in a signaling control station for the milk. It's 120,000. Their connection bonus will pay for it, so I'm not terribly worried. And I'm going to put in a double line. Let's see if we'll get this to work right. That. This one is going to come in over. Ooh, this is going to be a little tighter because the bridge is right there, but I still think that it's going to work just fine. Alright, we got all that done. We just got to build our signals, put it on all four of these lines, build our construct our maintenance building. Perfect. So now we can use this, this dairy can actually feed Le Havre, Caen, and Le Mans. Now the only one that actually needs milk at this point is Le Mans. So I'm going to throw in a train bringing in dairy down there. Make sure it's filled up. So it's going to go. I'm not going to double it up just yet because I don't want to fill it up too quickly. Now, as you can see, the money's kind of, I don't want to say rolling in, but it's definitely coming in a little more steadily now. So I've got plenty of money. Now, I could do a couple of things at this point. I do like building warehouses. All right, sorry about that. I got cut off. Um, you guys know that I love to build warehouses. Maybe you do. I don't know. I like to build warehouses and then I like to put lots of commodities in, and then I like to run that warehouse to all the different cities in the area to sort of feed their basic needs. Especially everybody has basic needs like, um, wheat and wheat and meatloaf and bread and wine and what's the other basic? Wood. So I like to kind of build that. Right now everybody is needing wood and they need wine, and they're in really different places. So if I could, and then wheat, everybody needs wheat as well. So if I could bring those items all together into a central location and then allow that warehouse to feed different different areas, that would really kind of be beneficial. Now, what I might do is build a warehouse here outside of Nans, dump all of the wine into it. I'm just trying to think out loud how I'm going to do this. So, to be honest, since the other video ran long, I'm going to go ahead and stop it now. And then on the next one, I will probably build up my, because as you can see here, the Normandy is still continuing to grow. Well, Cain needs olives and olive oil, which we don't have, but they do need wine and wheat. So, and then probably they also need wine and wheat in Le Havre. So I will probably try to build those up at this point. So I'm going to build a warehouse. I'm just not sure where. So I will come back on the next video when I figure out where I'm going to build my warehouse. So for that, I will let you go and I will see you next time. Au revoir.